Pakistan's information minister has warned that India may be about to launch military action against his country after an attack last week in the disputed Kashmir region. A group of gunmen killed 26 tourists, most of them Hindus. India has accused Pakistan of backing the attack, but Pakistan denies any involvement. The incident has reignited decades-old hostilities between the neighbours, with their armies exchanging fire several times in recent days.
Pakistan has credible intelligence that India intends carrying out military action against Pakistan in the next 24 to 36 hours on the pretext of baseless and concocted allegations of involvement in the Pahalgam incident. India's self-assumed hubristic role of judge, jury, and executioner in the region is reckless and vehemently rejected.
Our Delhi Bureau Chief Sandra Petersman is following developments closely. Sandra, what's the latest update from the Indian side?
Well, what we are definitely seeing here, Gerhard, is a war of words. And looking at the Indian side, what we are seeing here is a flurry of meetings. It began yesterday evening at the residence of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He met with the top military leadership, with his national security advisor, with India's Minister of External Affairs, all in one room, closed doors, of course. But what emerged later as a public messaging was that Prime Minister Modi has given, I quote here, complete operational freedom to decide on mode, targets and timing of any potential military reaction from the Indian side. Many more meetings are scheduled for today, ongoing at the moment. The second meeting of the Council of Security, the cabinet of Prime Minister Modi, also the Union cabinet will meet for the first time after this ghastly attack in Pahalgam, which saw 26 civilians gunned down by extremists, most of them, like you have said, Hindu men. And I think all of this is messaging to the Indian public. The Prime Minister, the military leadership are in control. They are looking at things and they are answering to the calls of revenge by being on high alert.
Now, there are worries in the region that these two nuclear-armed powers could actually go to war. Are these worries justified, you think?
I mean, we have seen the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reach out very early on, asking both sides for constraint. We have seen the US and China calling on both countries not to escalate the situation. In fact, today, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is scheduled to speak to both sides again. So there seem to be real worries. And also, if we look back at the recent past, in 2016 and 2019, when Indian troops were attacked inside Indian-administered Kashmir, the Modi government opted for military strikes, limited military strikes. In 2016, Indian special forces crossed the line of control into the Pakistan-administered part of Kashmir. And in 2019, the Indian Air Force struck an alleged military camp, terrorist training camp in Abbottabad in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, which is close to the Afghan border, but lost a jet in the process. So all of this is indicating very clearly that a potential military reaction from India after this attack on civilians is very much on the table.
Now, you mentioned the US and China there, already in touch with both sides. Who could step in as a mediator and work towards de-escalation?
Well, India at this point in time is trying very actively to isolate Pakistan diplomatically. In fact, many countries have shown public solidarity with India under these given circumstances, and India has linked this attack in Pahalgam to cross-border terrorism from Pakistan. So Pakistan is under immense pressure also from international partners. And if we look at who are the strongest partners here, obviously India is seen very close to the United States at this point in time, while Pakistan is seen very close to China. So these two countries certainly have a stake here. China even more so maybe because they also control a smaller part of Kashmir, which brings three nuclear powers together here in the case of divided Kashmir. And whatever happens or might not happen goes far beyond the region.
The W's Delhi Bureau Chief Sandra Petersman there reporting. Thank you very much, Sandra.